Alright folks, welcome back to another episode of Alchemy Crypto. I'm your host and alchemist, Al Capone. Thank you for jumping back into the Cypher. Okay, it is November 7th going into the 8th. Remember, nothing I say in this video is to be considered financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Alright, coming to you live from the crypto bunker. What's up to all the alchemists stateside and around the world? Shout out to Coast. Alright, there's a lot going on. So we're just going to get it. Let's remind you that you are early. And let's do a quick rundown in the markets because there's mass volatility. There is a fluid situation developing. I'm sure you're all aware. Alright, let's talk about it. Let's do a quick check. Bitcoin, 20,400. Ethereum, 1530. BNB at 342. You can see the rest right up here. The chosen one at 45 cents. All right. Things are getting hectic, but you are early. Keep that pile of dry powder to buy this dip if we ever get it, folks. Buy this dip. Not financial advice, just saying you should check it out. That's what I'm doing. Alright, let's look at market cap. Still hanging on to that $1 trillion mark. Right up here. 24-hour volume. And the Bitcoin dominance, 37. Okay. Let's take a look at fear and greed. We were at 33. Last stream, we are now at a 31. Things are getting hectic. Look at the macro bear bull on CNN. They're getting greedy over there. Alright. Yes, they are having a little rally. Will's rallying. We're going to talk about all of it. Alright. We are going to talk about all of it. And we're doing some live trading. So, the big news of the day is Election Day. Happy voting. Midterm elections are here. Get out there and vote for your peoples. Alright. So, let's see. Looks like futures are green. Let's just refresh and make sure. Okay, they flipped red. Oil is coming down. Oil broke 90 bucks. So, looks like more pain at the pumps, guys. Let's hang on. We're going to talk about it all. So, it is election time. Don't forget, there's a blood moon lunar eclipse to rise on election day over the U.S. The last total lunar eclipse the Earth will see for the next 3 years. Usually that's bullish or bearish energy. It's looking bearish. There's a lot of stuff happening. Could be the catalyst for that 10 to 14K everybody's been looking for. Let's talk about it. We got the LBRY case. They lost to the SEC, and it was not pretty. They tried to go on fair judgment notice. They tweeted out, "We lost, sorry everyone." So that deal is done. That is not good for crypto. They're going to try and call everything a security, and this is what happens when that becomes declared. It's like a cliff. So LBRY tanked. It's in the dumps right now. That case is over. We knew it would settle first. It was way ahead of the Ripple XRP case. Will it have some effect? We're going to talk about it. Let's keep going. They're saying LBRY sold these tokens as securities, and the judge calling it a win for the SEC. So, LBRY is just taking a beating. It is done. It is over for LBRY. They will continue to fight. We'll see what happens with that. I'm sure there's appeals, all kinds of things going to go on in the future, so we'll keep an eye on that. All right, now that is the big news, LBRY. Now I saw this. YouNow, which is on a SEC.gov website, because the SEC has gone after tokens, called them securities, seized tokens. We saw what happened with Reggie and Vertasium, or whatever his token was. So there could be a motive here, because I'm looking and I'm seeing this, SEC.gov, YouNow will give you tokens if you use YouNow. So I'm like, what's YouNow? So I jump over and I find this, like some government social media platform. And if you use this, maybe you get tokens. I don't know. I'm not too sure, but I came across that. I know the SEC went after Reggie. Right here, you can see the filing, and took his crypto. So maybe they're giving some away. If you use YouNow, you can go here, sec.gov. Here's the link. Check it out. I'll post it in the description or in YouTube comments or wherever I'm supposed to post it. All right. Now, the judge says no ICO is no excuse. LBRY ruling shows. Bad news for Ripple? I don't know. We'll see. I hope not. I think Ripple's got some real deep pockets, and LBRY did not. And I think, you know, they're cutting-edge lawyers working on the Ripple case. I think they're going to set precedent. And my personal opinion, not that you want it, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. I think in court and in law, I've seen, you know, tit for tat, where the judge, you know, loses a case and then he wins a case, and loses a case and wins a case. And I'm sure that the judge in the LBRY case, and I don't know what judge it is, but I'm sure they had their eye on the Ripple case. And so they had to give the SEC a win. And that's what I think happened here. It's definitely a win for the SEC, because there's a big upcoming loss coming. And that's just my 2 cents. Let's hear a real lawyer, John Deaton. This, unfortunately, is a total win for the SEC, and the judge does not distinguish secondary market sales independent of LBRY or future sales versus past sales. Get ready to puke when Gary Gensler and the SEC are using this case as an example to move forward against crypto. Expect to see this in their summary brief on the Ripple case. So, they're got a little ammo in their bag. That's okay. Let's keep going. The other big news of the day. FTX is fine. Sam Bankman-Fried is out there tweeting. He's trying to say, hey guys, relax. Everything's cool. I got this. But what's developing right now is his tokens are crashing. All of his tokens. Solana is down. FTT down. They're all taking a beating. Me and the Alchemists are over here shorting the heck out of those things in the yard. If you want to learn how to trade, don't hesitate. Jump over to Alchemy Crypto Cypher, and you can get in on some of this free money. So you had Sam tweeting out, companies trying to go after us with false rumors. FTX is fine. Assets are fine. He's trying to calm fears because there's a bank run on FTX. Full disclosure, I did have some stuff on FTX and I got it out of there. Yes, not your keys, not your crypto. Cold storage or hot wallet, man. It's the way to go. Do not leave your crypto on exchanges. He's got exposure to Robinhood. He's got his fingers and everything. Watch this guy. Now, you had CZ respond. Bragging. Yeah, we got about 8 billion in ETH in our cold wallets, 1 and 2. So CC's the man. He's flexing right now. He's like, you know, this is funny. They're in a heated battle, it's looking like, and he's liquidating a ton of FTT. I like CZ. I think he's the man. I think Binance, you know, he built the biggest exchange in the world. It still is. I think for the future going forward, it's going to be. He's not, you know, he's not playing games. So that from CZ. His BNB exchange token, full disclosure, is the only exchange token I hold. It is doing well. So, that from Sam Bankman-Fried and Alameda in trouble. Not your keys, not your crypto. Go to cold or hot wallets. Guys, don't sit on exchanges unless you're sitting on Binance. Then you're probably okay. Now, this is other big news. U.S. government sees 50K in Bitcoins related to the Silk Road. The Bitcoins, which was obtained in 2012 and valued at $3.36 billion when it was discovered in November, is now worth $1.4 billion. So this dude stole it from the Silk Road. Jason Wong or something, don't quote me on his name. He had it in the wall at his house on a flash drive, and they found it. Yep, so there's that. All right, let's keep going. If this thing keeps tanking, folks, we will see 10 to 14K Bitcoin. Let's jump over the charts real quick and take a look and see what's going on right now. Okay, so Bitcoin down at 19.7. It has been a down path. We're going to jump over and just look at the FTT token because we are shorting this. We have a few shorts open. We have a Bitcoin short open. We have a FTT short open. And we are also shorting Solana. So you guys want to learn how to trade and get into the Discord, jump over to alchemycryptocypher.com. I will show you how to do that. All right. ISOs, we see that 10 to 14K. The ISOs will be bargain basement prices. Now let's look at the chosen one. It is feeling the heat, feeling the pressure, probably from the LBRY case, probably from the downward Bitcoin pressure. It's feeling it from all angles. So it is looking like we might see some 30-cent XRP again after all. And to me, that is a good thing. I will just continue to accumulate this asset because I know what I hold and I know what the future holds. Not financial advice. Let's take a look. Brad is no longer following 589. I bet his fingers are burning. He's probably dying to tweet something out about the LBRY case, but he's been advised by counsel not to. That's got to be pretty tough for him. That's what I was thinking. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Let's look at that XRP. It is still flowing around the world from fiat dollars, from exchanges all around the globe, settling cross borders instantly. This is the future financial framework. If you don't know, now you know. All right. We got to talk about oil because we cracked 90 bucks. It's a while since oil's been above 90 bucks a barrel. Folks, we have to prepare, but there is an energy crisis in this country. There is a health crisis, a liquidity crisis, economic crisis, financial crisis, energy crisis hitting right here. Oil above 90 bucks a barrel, more pain at the pumps for Americans. Rations of heating oil for homes. You have to be prepared. Stock up on your food, water supplies, food, fuel, freedom seeds. You know what to do. The alchemists already know. All right. Got this guy. Shutting down coal plants. I mean, I think we could all agree. Power or no power? And, you know, we have the most nuclear power plants here in this country, but we get the plutonium from Russia to power them. So that makes no sense to me. Why are we not handling our own stuff and self-reliant? Okay? So he wants to shut down coal. He wants to kill big oil and go electric. He's pushing this green narrative, this green initiative. I don't know. I think this is part of a bigger plan. All the world is staged. They're trying to collapse this thing so that they can flip over to the NWO and flip that switch and start on their agenda, on their new agenda, the New World Order. It's coming, folks. It's not if, it's when. Stand by. You got this guy saying, being cavalier about the loss of coal jobs for men and women who literally put their lives on the line to help build and power this country is offensive and disgusting. Well, Sleepy Joe's team fired back like, oh, sorry, we didn't mean to offend you. Well, you know what? When the lights are out, you need to be prepared. You need to have supplies. How are you going to feed your family? How are you going to keep them warm? How are you going to protect them? All right, so we got to talk about the Fed. We got J-Pal here. And we're getting CPI print this week. If it's not down, if things are not looking the way he wants, I think he's going to keep going with another 3/4 rate hike. We'll see. We're keeping a close eye on J-Powell and the Fed. So that is coming this week. However, the job market seems to be cooling. Some of his tools may be working because there's major layoffs. We got, what is this? I had a list earlier. I was looking at some big names. I know Lyft is on it. Of course, Elon says he's cutting a bunch of people. Now Meta's the next big one to come out. So the job market appears to be cooling, which is a good thing. That gets us closer to the bottom, closer to a pivot. All right, so there is an exodus. The layoffs, the hiring freezes, they are beginning. Here we reportedly have Tesla, Netflix, Coinbase, Robinhood, in addition to Lyft, Twitter. So maybe some of J Powell's tools are working. He's finally getting some results. The job market is cooling. Is he gonna pivot? I don't think so. I think he's still going. I don't think he's done yet. Big tech braces for recession with litany of hiring freezes and layoffs. So Jay Powell's tools may be working. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're keeping an eye on it, just like always. That's why you come to the channel. The alchemists come to stay in the know. So we'll keep an eye on it, and when it happens, we'll know. All right, let's keep going. If you want to learn a trade and you want to jump in on some trades, hop over to Alchemy Crypto Cypher. The URL is right here. Click here, join the Discord. We're live trading. We're live trading right now while we're in the Discord with you. And things are looking up. We got Bitcoin shorts happening. If you want to get in on the live trading, let me know. I will show you how to do it. If you like free money and you want it, let me know. You can get in on this. This is a live trade. I am short Bitcoin in this trade. And if you want to learn how to do this and make free money, hit me up. Join the Discord. All right, now we got to talk about this. China to make substantial COVID policy changes soon. Is that real? Is that possible? If that happens, expect a big jump again in oil. We might be back to over $100 a barrel oil, which means more pain at the pumps. You need to be prepared in case the oil runs out. This is getting out of control. If COVID does let up and the Chinese government decides to, ease COVID restrictions, that's going to create demand for oil in world markets. The world's second largest economy sure consumes a lot of oil. They're shut down. When they come back online with the current supply, it's going to put a huge dent in supply on the world market. So we could be back to over $100 a barrel oil soon. We're keeping an eye on it. Now, let's listen in right here.
Tenths of 1% in the cash equity market. On the
I'm going to talk over this so I don't get a
coming up
copyright.
Over China's reopening plans, reaching a fever pitch.
I'm not quite sure what a pivot on COVID lockdowns quite means in China yet, but it's certainly...
All right, so markets rallied the other day on this news that possibly they were easing restrictions and going to start reopening, but nothing. It's hard to get good news out of that country, so it's real tough. Let's hear what she has to say.
Not going to be a sudden reopening as we saw in the Western world. It's going to be more nuanced.
More nuanced, so not quite yet, and slowly, if at all. So far, there's mixed news. October exports down, imports. Chinese growth remains very slow, 10% of China's GDP under lockdown. Rumors of COVID zero policy change, we will see. So we're watching that closely, because if they do reopen, we will see oil skyrocket. And as of right now, you got Apple saying we're not going to be able to meet demand on the new iPhone because of the COVID lockdown. So they must know something that, the rest of the world doesn't. They're being told, no, those factories can't open, not for now, not for anytime soon. So they're already coming out saying we cannot meet demand. So that's a good indicator of, no pivot by the Chinese regime on COVID policy. All right, around the world in 30 minutes. That was good. I want to play this if I can. Okay, maybe that's not it. Let's keep going. BRICS working to develop a new reserve currency. We got to talk about BRICS nations because there are developments. Things are progressing forward every day, every time we talk. Let's take a quick listen to Real Vision. If you're not following them, you should be. Let's check it out.
Fair assessment, Jacob. If we move to another story surrounding China from just this week, we've seen headlines that China plans to travel to Saudi Arabia, maybe to even orchestrate a deal with the Saudis
I don't know about that. That could be trouble for the petrodollar.
On oil and a potential broader cooperation, right? Is this the first step from the Chinese in terms of trying to end the U.S. hegemony and maybe even the so-called petro?
The de-dollarization is happening.
Is it something that we should be scared about, seen from the U.S. soil?
China would love it if it was only so easy that Xi Jinping goes to MBS and has a tea or whatever they drink there and they end U.S. hegemony. No, we're not there. Now, China has become one of Saudi Arabia's, if not Saudi Arabia's, most important customer. And the United States is now a major oil producer. So the United States dependence on Saudi Arabia is much less. So that's been kind of true over time. But
this could happen, folks. You know, we have to prepare for these things. We really have to be prepared. Shout out to Sorrel Finance. Let's take a quick listen to her. This is kind of long. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I want you to take a quick listen.
Over, or at least it will be very soon if certain countries. The US dollar is officially over, or at least it will be very soon if certain countries have their way.
If they do this, Saudi Arabia makes a deal for oil in dollars, we'll roll out the tanks just like we have before. We'll send in the mercenaries if need be.
The world's most powerful nations have formed an alliance with the intention of ending the reign of the US dollar and potentially removing the West from the top of the global food chain. To do this, a few world leaders are planning to create a...
I'm not going to play the whole thing, but if you want to check her out, go over here. I'm going to like this video and give her a follow. All right, let's keep going. Now, you got Russia coming out saying the UK Navy blew up Nord Stream. London's like, nah, it wasn't us. But Russia probably got the communique because, you know, they probably got the communique from China and it's probably all been discussed and, you know, they can... I'm pretty sure they have some kind of evidence, some kind of transmissions, probably between the U.S. and the UK about this. And it's possible that, you know, we're cutting off fuel in, fuel out.
From Nord Stream gas pipelines last month, a claim that London said was false and designed to distract from Russian military failures in Ukraine. Russia did not give evidence for its remarks.
No gas in, no gas out.
Here's the
It's
country.
the first thing you do before you attack a country, cut off their fuel supply.
His defense ministry spokesman, Igor Konashenkov.
According to available information, representatives of this unit of the British Navy took part in the planning, provision, and implementation of a terrorist attack in the Baltic Sea on September 26th this year.
Propaganda or reality? I think the alchemists already know. Let's listen.
And Nord Stream 2 gas pipelines.
The Russian ministry also said that British specialists from the same unit directed Ukrainian drone attacks on ships from Russia's Black Sea Fleet in Crimea earlier on Saturday.
All right, so things are heating up, folks. We have to continue to pray for peace and be prepared for rolling blackouts. There's reports London prepares for rolling blackouts, things that the mainstream media are not telling you. You need to be prepared for just in case they come around, because when the lights go out, you won't be able to watch TV and find out. So, all right, alchemists, let's take a look at this now because we got to talk about it. Belgrade, it's still missing. It's still lurking out there. The nuclear tsunami is a real threat. This could happen somewhere at any moment. This thing continues. I mean, we are on the brink of World War III, if not already started, and we are on the brink of nuclear disaster.
Nuclear-powered submarine has gone missing from its harbor in the Arctic along with its doomsday weapon. NATO sent an intelligence note to its member countries warning of the mobilization of the Russian nuclear submarine Belgorod.
So, that thing is lurking out there, folks. All right, alchemists. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please don't forget to smash the like on the way out if you can. And I will leave you with this. Until next time, folks, this is your alchemist. If you're still here and you made it this far, thank you very much. I will see you in the next one. Your alchemist signing off.